Time flies faster at the top of a skyscraper. Imagine this. You're living on the top floor of a shiny skyscraper, enjoying the breathtaking view of the city beneath you. But did you know that by living higher up, you're actually aging faster than someone on the ground floor? Yes, you heard that right. Time is literally flowing quicker for you. Mind-blowing, isn't it? This isn't science fiction, it's pure science. Thanks to Albert Einstein and his groundbreaking theory of relativity, we now know that time behaves a little differently depending on where you are, specifically in relation to gravity. Intrigued? Let's dive into why your position in a skyscraper matters more than you think. To understand this better, let's break it down. Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity changed how we perceive time. According to this theory, time isn't a fixed, universal constant ticking the same for everyone everywhere. It flows differently based on your environment. One of the biggest factors at play? Gravity. Here's the simplified version. Gravity bends space and time. The closer you are to a massive object, like, say, the Earth, the stronger the gravitational pull. And the stronger the pull, the slower time moves for you. On the flip side, if you're farther from the Earth's surface, where gravity is weaker, time flows just a tiny bit faster. This phenomenon is called gravitational time dilation, and it's why time passes ever so slightly faster at the top of a skyscraper compared to the ground floor. Wild, right? So technically, the higher you live or work, the faster you're hurtling through time. But hold up. How do we even know this is true? Let's take a closer look. Here's where it gets really fascinating. Scientists have actually measured this strange quirk of time using some of the most precise tools known to humankind: atomic clocks. These super-accurate clocks can measure time down to fractions of a second. Experiments have placed one atomic clock near the ground and another on a higher floor, or sometimes even on a plane higher up in the sky. And guess what? The clock up high always ticks slightly faster than the one closer to Earth. Crazy, huh? The difference is incredibly small, often just a few nanoseconds, but it's measurable and very real. This means that Einstein's predictions match what scientists observe, which is both mind-blowing and a testament to the genius of his work. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you're suddenly losing weeks or months of your life by living on a high floor. It's more like tiny fractions of a second over a lifetime. Still, pretty cool to know, right? Let's put this into perspective with a little thought experiment. Imagine two people. One lives on the ground floor of a building, while the other lives on the 50th floor. Over a lifetime, the person on the top floor will have aged a teensy bit more than their ground floor neighbor. It's not something you'd notice without high-tech equipment, but the science says it's happening. Let's visualize this with our two trusty clocks. Picture two clocks side by side, one at street level and one way up high on a skyscraper rooftop. Thanks to gravitational time dilation, the rooftop clock is zipping ahead, albeit just slightly. We can even animate this concept. Watch as the rooftop clock's second hand edges forward ever so slightly faster than the street-level clocks. It's like a mini time machine you never realized you were part of. Even though we're talking about micro differences here, doesn't it feel surreal to think that living in different places could technically alter how quickly you move through time? Let's go even further. So, what does this all mean for us? Apart from being a cool fact to share at parties, does this faster passage of time have any larger impact? The answer is yes. This phenomenon might be small on a building scale, but it's a huge deal when it comes to certain technologies we rely on every day. For instance, GPS systems are heavily influenced by gravitational time dilation. Satellites in orbit experience weaker gravitational pull compared to us here on Earth. That means the clocks on those satellites run just a bit faster than clocks on the ground. GPS technology has to account for these time differences, or the system would be completely inaccurate. So, the next time your GPS gets you to your destination, give a little nod to Einstein for making it possible. This concept even applies on a cosmic scale. In environments like deep space or near black holes, where gravity plays wild games with time, the differences are far more dramatic. Think time almost standing still in some cases. But let's not digress too far into sci-fi territory for now. This is the million-dollar question. Does living at the top of a skyscraper mean you're aging more quickly than your friends on the ground floor? Strictly speaking, yes. But don't worry, the change is so tiny it's absolutely nothing to lose sleep over. Here's a fun way to think about it. Pretend time is like a flowing river. If you're at the bottom of a hill, ground floor, the river is sluggish and slow. But as you climb the hill, up a skyscraper, the current picks up speed just a little. You're still in the same river, but the experience is slightly different depending on where you stand. Cool analogy, right? But since the differences are measured in nanoseconds, we're not exactly talking Benjamin Button-style rapid aging here. You can still take that penthouse apartment guilt-free. The idea that time is flexible is something most of us weren't taught growing up. We tend to think of time as an unchangeable constant, 60 minutes in an hour, 24 hours in a day. But the reality is far stranger. Time itself adapts to its surroundings, bending and flowing depending on gravity and motion. Einstein's theory of relativity shattered this simplistic view and opened up a world of possibilities. It's a reminder that reality is often more complex and fascinating than what we perceive on the surface. Even something as mundane as living a floor higher than your neighbor connects you to one of the universe's deepest mysteries. Mind blown. Now that you know this incredible fact, what's next? Well, for starters, share it. Imagine telling your friends, "Did you know living up high actually makes you age faster?" And watching their jaws drop. You can even flex your newfound knowledge of gravitational time dilation. It's guaranteed to be a conversation starter. And who knows? The next time you're in an elevator, headed up to the 30th floor, you might stop and think, am I hurtling through time faster than the people on the ground floor? Spoiler alert, technically, yes. Lastly, think about the broader implications of this discovery. From future space travel to time differences on other planets, concepts like gravitational time dilation have enormous potential to shape our understanding of the universe. The tiniest time shifts remind us that even in our everyday lives, we're all part of something much grander than ourselves. Stay curious, stay amazed, and keep looking at the world through the lens of discoveries like this one. The universe is full of secrets waiting to be revealed. And who knows? Maybe the next mind-bending fact is waiting for you right on your rooftop. Ending note. If this blew your mind, make sure to share it with your friends. They'll never look at a skyscraper or a clock the same way again.